Okay, my name is Charlie Moody, and I am currently enrolled in ethics at my community college, Catawba Valley Community College, and we recently read a book named Second Chances, and we're doing a presentation on some lesson that we learned from this book. Well, Second Chances is a book about a guy named Chuck Gallagher, and he writes the book itself as well. And what it was is he was a very successful businessman, But in the height of his peak, in the peak of his excellence and stuff, and in the highlight of his life, he allowed some poor decisions to ruin his life completely, and it ended up sending him to jail. In this book, he gives 23 steps as to how to overcome these negative choices that we make and turn them into positive results to impact our lives. So the one that I thought applied directly and most importantly to me was his 14th point. And this 14th point states, and I'm going to read it word for word: we will influence the world. How is determined by the choices we make. Wherever we are, whatever we do, the choices we make have impact. The simple choices we make and the way we live our lives has greater influence on others than we can imagine. Okay, so this is talking about how our choices not only impact our own future, but also impact other futures as well. So what Chuck is referring to in his own personal life is how he ran a Ponzi scheme back in the late 80s. He was responsible for stealing $254,000 from 1987 to 1990. And this ruined a lot of people's lives because he promised them there was a hedge fund that would pay him back, and instead it got over his head and he ended up putting it into his own expenses, and he eventually got caught when he had no more money left. However, I think he includes this because it goes so far beyond just this whole Ponzi scheme idea. What I like to relate to this as is like the small choices we make in life, how they can impact our peers around us, especially in school. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been made fun of and stuff, and let other people's choices have a negative impact on me, and I've also had my choices be a positive or negative impact on other people as well. So first, I'm going to get into the fact of how other people's choices can impact yourself. I think back to the third grade specifically for mine. And in the third grade, what happened is I had a lot of friends, but I struggled with weight growing up. I struggled with my weight. I was always a little bit on the heavier side. And in third grade, some kid who I thought was my best friend looked at me one day in front of a bunch of kids and said that I was a fat hog. And this, of course, made all the other kids around us laugh, which is what he was going for. But that broke me down on the inside. That ruined me. That one choice that he made hurt my inside, to the point where I have still today struggle with body insecurity issues and want my body to be in peak physical shape because of that. So just that one choice he made to get the laughs of other people has completely permanently done something to me on the inside. So I've grown up being exposed to that. I've also been exposed to somebody looking out for me. When my best friend moved from in 8th grade to California across the country, I had just one random person come up to me and talk about sports, and it took my mind off of absolutely everything, and it just allowed me to realize right then and there that there was more than just that one friend, and I could still grow and develop new relationships with new people. So just simple choices like that can make a big difference in somebody's life, and that's what Chuck's really going into here in this insight. So what I've learned from this and what I wanted to apply it to my future. Like I said, I've never been a person who's going to put other people down for my own glory and to make other people laugh, because I realize what that feels like and how devastating that can be. However, though, I'm also a very shy person sometimes, and I'm not necessarily the first to approach a stranger. So what I want to take from this book now and use to my future is I want to be the person, not a person who's going to be responsible for somebody having a horrible event in their life, making them feel like they're not good enough, but instead I want my choices to impact somebody in a great way. I want to be a motivator to people. I want to inspire people. I want to be a best friend to somebody who doesn't have a friend. I want to be the guy who walks up to somebody in the lunchroom when they're sitting down, have nobody around them. You can just tell they're upset about something. I want to be the person that walks up to them, ask them how their day's going, just talk to them like they're my best friend to get them okay and allow them to continue being happy, and let my few choices impact somebody in a great manner. To sum this up, Chuck says that the smallest choices we make, they don't just impact our own lives, they impact the lives around us. And I feel like that's more important than anything, because some selfish decision that I make shouldn't ruin somebody else's life when it's my own fault. We need to be responsible for our actions and take the consequences as well. And I really have learned from this book that I want my consequences to be positive actions that improve the world around me and make other people around me happier and have a better world to live in. Thank you.